That was fun. Hi, this is Paul from Rick Jones Pianos. And that was the second of the three preludes of George Gershwin, played on a 1997 Steinway Model L. And as we sometimes say around here when we get pianos this young, we don't get them much newer than this. And it's true. Very, very few people who have purchased pianos, especially Steinway pianos, in 1997 are ready to part with them so soon. A Steinway is very often a piano a person purchases, a lot of P's in that sentence. A Steinway is a piano that a lot of people purchase for life and then bequeath to their children. And very often when we purchase old Steinways here, we are getting them from the grandchildren of the original owner, which is why you see a lot of Steinways in our store and on our website from the 1920s and 30s and sometimes older than that. But this is kind of unusual. We're talking about an 11-year-old Steinway Model L. And it looks as you would expect for an 11-year-old piano. It looks practically new. I don't think that this piano was used very much.
21-year-old, right?
21-year-old, I'm sorry. It's late in the day, my math is failing me. Anyway, even still, 21 years old, compare that to a 21-year-old human being, and that will give you the context for the lifespan of this piano. It is not unusual for pianos to go 80, 90, even 100 years with their original parts before they need to be rebuilt. And you don't throw away Steinways, you rebuild them. So anyway, gorgeous, barely used. I sometimes refer to these pianos as trophy pianos. And it's not a joke. A lot of people do buy Steinways just because they're beautiful objects of art and they look nice in their living rooms, and they don't really have much intention of playing them. Once in a while, a friend or a relative will come over who can play, and they'll noodle around for a bit, but that's it. This was not somebody's workhorse piano that was practiced on 5 hours a day or 6 hours a day or whatever. You can always recognize those pianos. They look like they've had a hard life, and pianos like this look like they've had a very soft life. This piano has, in my opinion, the characteristics that you normally associate with Steinway. Long, bell-like, sustaining tone. The notes just seem to hang in the air, and you can really make these beautifully shaped melodies with pianos like this. In fact, I'm going to turn over the bench to my colleague Sam, who plays a piece that illustrates that point very, very well, and then we can talk more about this piano afterwards.
Right, so I've not played this piano since we finished it. I'll play it now. This is Anatoly Lyadov, the sort of lyrical type of late romantic Russian piano music that will work very well on this type of Steinway. Let's see. Very much a 1990s Steinway. It has a really warm, sumptuous tone, which is a characteristic of pretty much all Steinway grands we've received that have been made since the early 1980s. In my estimation, this has a distinctly firm touch, which is also very much in line with what one would expect from a more recently made Steinway. Some of the earlier Steinways, 70s, 60s, some of them were firm, some of them were light. Each piano is uniquely different, especially from Steinway, as handcrafted as they are. But the general tendency these days, in my opinion, I know others share, is that Steinway grands, more recently made, tend to have a firm touch, and this fits that bill exactly. When you go to a concert piano, especially a recently made concert grand Steinway, it's going to feel very much the same. And so in a sense, practicing on this at home might be a good preparation for a recital. If you go to a school that has a large Steinway grand, this is a very good preparation for that, if you're an especially serious student. Having said all these things, mellow tone, firm touch, Paul?
I think so, yes.
So 4 and 6 for tone and touch.
Yes, indeed. I agree with you completely.
Pretty much exactly what yeah.
Yeah. If you want a piano that has wonderful musical qualities but is not going to overwhelm your living space, this would be a good piano for that. It's not going to blast the roof off of your house, but it's going to fill the room very, very nicely with a very full, voluptuous, warm tone.
We did mention before the video, when we were testing out the piano briefly, the tenor section, this low treble section, has it's especially present, I guess is what you would call.
Yes.
It's there, it's distinct, it sings out very well.
Yes.
That section, as I recall, being used very much to advantage in maybe romantic repertoire. You get those sort of inner voices going on, you know.
Yes.
That it resonates well, is what I'm saying. And we thought this piano was especially notable for that tonal characteristic.
Yes.
Not that Steinways aren't usually that way, they usually are, but this one's especially so. Again, another example why, though there are tendencies to each brand, we especially encourage you watching this video to examine each piano individually. They do have minor but important differences. Some of which you may like, some of which you will not like, but someone else might. So it just depends on what you're looking for. This really powerful presence, not overwhelming, but something about that section there really stands out on this piano. Quite nice.
If you recall the middle section of the Gershwin prelude that I played, where the melody is suddenly being played in the left hand, more or less in the tenor or baritone range, that melody really sang out with a lot of presence. And that wasn't me, that was the piano.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of instances in classical repertoire like that, where the composer is asking the melody to be played in the left hand, while the right hand that normally carries the melody is playing accompaniment. And it works extremely well on this piano. I can think of so many instances in classical repertoire where that's going to come up, and you're going to love playing things like that on this piano. Not you personally, Sam. The people who are going to buy this piano.
I just thought of two things that we could add. It seems to be coming with its original Steinway
It
L.
most certainly does. This is a leather Steinway concert bench or artist bench with the Steinway logo right there on the adjustment knob.
And I'll flip it over. These things are heavy.
They really are.
For a reason.
Yes, there's a lot of heavy metal structure under there that makes the seat go up and down and makes it sturdy enough to take hours of lots of shifting, as we pianists do when we play.
If you can get that camera in there, it's made by Jansen.
Oh, so it is. For those of you who don't know, Jansen is regarded as one of the finest makers of piano accessories, including their very fine artist benches, which are available in a variety of different configurations, including duet sizes and leather and things like that. So, yes, Steinway obviously chose an excellent bench maker to make their bench. One other little tiny thing we should mention, and I caught it with the camera earlier, but I didn't say anything about it, of course, is that this piano was signed by Henry Z. Steinway, who, as far as I know, was the last Steinway member to be involved in the ownership and the operation of the Steinway Company. When he died, I believe he was the last Steinway family member to be on the
team.
Thank you. The word I was looking for. So yes, I don't know if it makes the piano any more valuable, but it certainly makes it more interesting. So there it is. You can get a piano signed by Henry Steinway, in addition to its many other wonderful properties.
For, as I may say here, less than half of MSRP.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, the Steinway L was made from the early 20s until about 2006 or 2005, something like that. Sam, you're much better at this than I am.
I think 2006.
Yeah. Where they switched back to the O. The O had been the predecessor to the L, pre-1921, and the O is now back again. The differences between them are not night and day. They're both the same size, 5, 10.5 inches long. They both have very similar scaling and design. Subtle differences. You probably know these differences better than I do. But the Model O is what you would buy today if you were looking for a 5, 10.5 inch Steinway Grand. The only thing is that the O today sells for $83,300. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. Steinway has been providing a 5-year warranty on their pianos, I think going all the way back to their very inception. I have found warranty certificates from the mid-1800s from Steinway that have the 5-year warranty printed in fancy scroll typing. And that's what they offer today. If you had the opportunity to spend less than half of what a new Steinway costs and get a 10-year warranty, I would think you would do it. I know I would. Plus, you also have a lifetime upgrade guarantee as well. Now, there aren't many things you can upgrade to from here. There aren't too many pianos we carry that are more expensive than this, but theoretically you could. Sometimes we have the larger Steinway B model in stock, which is certainly going to be more money than this. And if you wanted to trade this back to us for a larger B, you would be guaranteed to receive the original purchase price of this piano in trade with no time limit and no depreciation. This is something that every customer gets on every piano we sell, and it's always been that way. So, what else? Have we forgotten anything, Sam?
No.
Okay. Well, now that we've cleared all that up and we've established the correct age of this piano as 21 years old, I would invite all of you to come in and try this piano if you happen to be nearby and in the market for a really nice Steinway Grand. We're here 7 days a week, and you don't need an appointment. Keep in mind we do close at 6 o'clock every day. You can also call us at 301-937-4900 if you have any questions. And you can also email us questions at rickjonespianos@gmail.com. Thank you, Sam.